when I was working on that project, I counted how many screens we created. We ended up creating about 150 screens. Just for 4-step application, we ended up creating 150 screens. And again, if you ask me, did I do everything on my own? No, I had help in the company, and I just came up with these questions that I'm talking with you right now. Team helped me to think through those scenarios, and then we started creating mockups, and then someone designed those in that detail. So at least you guys understand now. I'm not expecting that you would know everything in BRD, but at least at a high level, do you feel that if someone requests you to create a BRD, you can at least start creating a BRD without worrying about it?
James, I have a question. Like, how many BAs will be there in the company?
I think I just answered that. For Uber type of company, there might be about 100 BAs.
Okay.
If you ask me developers would be about 500.
Okay.
Cool. Does this give you guys enough context, guys, on BRD? This is the most important section of the class. If you guys don't understand BRD, not like you have to master it, but at least if you don't follow the basic concept of this, it will be very difficult to go to Agile and do some other projects. So I think after this class, I would really expect you to read through this BRD one more time. Just read through it. Just reading itself will make it so easy for you to understand how the BRDs is written. This is the heart of a BA. Once we know how to write this, we can do a lot more things in our career. Okay. Any questions? Or we can go to the next topic in a few minutes after the break.
Yeah, we can go through.
Okay, let's take a quick 5 minutes break, and we'll start talking about the Agile.
Okay, Twinkle, I leave. I will see the recording for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Hey all, you there? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Has everyone come back from the break?
I don't think Abdul and Shrey are back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they look like Shrey is there. Let's see. Shrey, can you hear us? So we're going to start a fun topic today, which is Agile. It will take about a few class. So whatever we have done in terms of BRD and project charter, that is all, like I think I can say, starting from project charter, whatever we have done in the class, that's all BA role, BA. Before project charter, which was creating the business case, that was the product owner role. And once we start talking about the Agile, everything that we do in Agile is mostly going to be product owner role. Because in Agile, they don't need business analysts, they need product owners. And their role is combination of business analysis skill plus some additional skills about the product that we're going to learn in next 3 classes from now. And simultaneously, we are going to review Scrum Master role. What are the roles and responsibility for a Scrum Master? But until now, again, whatever we have done, it's all for BA, starting from project charter until this BRD.
So basically, we can create the BRD document in Agile too.
No,
No?
we cannot. And that's what in Agile we create user story, and I'm going to show you how it works. So there are 2 different methods: waterfall and Agile. It's 2 different software development lifecycle, and we've just covered one. The second one is the most popular one, but I cannot start the second one before explaining you the first one how it works, because it's a modification of waterfall that is translated into an Agile world now. A lot of companies are going after that, but still people are struggling to implement that in the company. It's a pretty aggressive and extensive thing. So if everyone is back, we can start the discussion. I can see Abdul, Shrey, and Revant. You guys there?
Yes.
All right, then let's get started. So can someone tell me what is the difference between a cop and an army?
Yes. A cop deals with internal affairs or crimes or whatnot, domestic, and army deals with foreign affairs or outside issues, mainly.
Defense.
Okay. What is the biggest difference you notice between an army and a cop when you're going on a mission
Army
or
goes
when you're
for
performing any responsibilities?
Army is a group of people versus a cop, just single.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing, biggest differentiator between them. A cop, when he has to give you a ticket, he's on the call talking to someone. When you're speeding, right, he has to be on the phone talking to someone, then write you a ticket, talk to you how it works and all, right? And like that's their mission. If they want to give someone a ticket, that's the process that they do follow. If you're an army, you're on the war field, you're in the battlefield, do you have to follow any rules? All you do is just follow your boss's command and get it done, right? Correct? It doesn't matter how you get things done, you just get things done. So that's the essence between Agile and waterfall. So Agile, if I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel Agile format has been inspired from the restaurant concept. So if you see, when we're cooking at home, we cook for 4 people on an average, and it takes us about 1.5 to 2 hours. But if you go to a restaurant in 2 hours, they can probably prepare meal for probably 500 people. And if you go into some events, in those events, they can cook for like 5,000 or 5 lakh people, 500,000 people within those 2 hours. What is that they are doing different that we are not doing at home? Why can we just cook only for 4 people in 90 minutes, whereas they can cook for 500,000 people in 90 minutes? What is the difference?
It's the manpower that's provided, the extra help that's there.
Manpower. Okay, so let's say if I can tell you how many manpower do you need? So like for supporting 500,000 people food, they need about 50 people. If I give you 50 people at your home, do you think you can cook for 500,000 people in 2 hours?
The equipment.
Equipment. So you need manpower, you need equipment. What else? What else?
Organization or a
Organization.
system.
Organization system. Okay.
Experience.
Experience.
A space that we can organize comes back to organization.
Yeah. So there is one more important thing here. When you are at home, when you want to cook for people, if you have 2 or 3 more chefs talking to you, right? Then what happens is you can probably write a recipe and tell that person, hey, this is the recipe you can follow, and you can probably do whatever you want, right? And that person is going to copy your recipe and create the same thing again after that. When you are cooking for like 500,000 people, you still have to write down the recipe, or everything needs to happen in that 90 minutes. You just have the 90 minutes to feed this 500,000 people. How would you make best use of your time? So you have to cut down on documentation. That is the first thing. When you talk about waterfall versus agile, you do not have time to spend 2 months on this documentation. Are you guys still able to see my Uber driver screen yet? Can you guys still see my Excel sheet?
Yes.
And is it for the Uber?
Yes.
Uber BRD?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm sharing my right screen. So waterfall versus agile, the biggest difference is in waterfall, we put heavy emphasis on requirements document, which is business requirements document and functional requirements document. I'm going to share a recording with you all for a functional requirements document. And it's very extensive than what we have covered even for BRD. But from the interview perspective and job perspective, that will be your secondary role, writing FRD. Nobody writes FRD these days. It like 7 years or 8 years ago, people used to write both BRD and FRDs. People don't have time to write FRDs these days anymore. But we still need to learn those things, what goes in the document. So I'll be sharing a video with you all. And once I feel it's the right time to share them, once you have grasped enough knowledge in the class. So in waterfall, it goes phase wise. You have a phase, initial phase, then requirement gathering phase, then design, then development, then testing, and then implementation. It all follows in a sequence. 2 months in initial phase, 2 months in requirement gathering, 2 months in design, then development, then testing, and then implementation. So on an average, a project takes about a year before even it can hit the market or customers start using it. Agile is very different. In Agile, you deliver things faster. And when you want to deliver things faster, it does not give you time to write documentation. And when you want to run faster, you want to make sure that you have divided things appropriately between your teammates so that each of you can run faster within your own strengths and weaknesses. Correct? So when you talk about the group of people in army, what they know, they exactly know what are the strengths and weaknesses of other person in their team. Right? They know that this person has this skill set, and if I'm working with him, this is how I have to work. And that kind of coordination is very important. So trust factor and knowing strengths and weaknesses of your team members is extremely important when you're working in an agile environment. And we're going to do a small exercise in the class to show you why people goes towards agile these days from waterfall. It's a very stupid exercise, but I can at least vouch for this one, that if you do this exercise, you will never forget the difference between agile and waterfall throughout your lifetime. So please bear with me. It's a really silly and stupid exercise, but we still have to do it in the class. So what I want is in the chat, when you guys click on the more option in Zoom, there's an option where it says chat. Please click on that. we are 5 people. I'm going to write my name 5 times. After my name, Abdul will write his name 5 times. Then Shrey will write his name 5 times. Then Savneet and then Revant. Okay, that's the order we are going into. So Abdul will write his name 5 times only after I am done writing my name 5 times. I'll just make it 10 times for now. I think it will give us better data point. And I'm monitoring time here. Let me start stopwatch. Any questions on the exercise? Abdul, you are clear? After I'm done writing my name 10 times, you have to write your name 10 times in the chat window of Zoom. Cool. It looks like he just, I think Shrey Abdul dropped off from the call. It looks like maybe there was an internet connection issue. You are next. So I think after Shrey, Savneet, and then Revant. I'm going to write my name first 10 times, and then Shrey will write his name 10 times, and then Savneet, and then likewise Revant. Okay, I'm starting the stopwatch, and you will not copy and paste.
So we have to do a new conversation every time or replying you.
In new conversation like this, the one I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done. Are you typing it? Sorry, Shrey, I'm not seeing it.
I can do it if you want.
I don't.
Shrey was going next. Are you typing in Zoom or where?
In Teams, right?
Oh,
No.
in Zoom. Zoom.
Hey,
Zoom.
we are in Zoom.
Okay, my bad.
Guys, we are using Zoom for our classes. Team is only for conversation, offline conversations.
Okay.
How do I delete that? I look stupid here.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll go ahead and delete it. I think we can do it later, but please do it because time is running. I need to focus on Zoom first. Okay, done, Shreya?
Yeah.
All right, Savneet. Let us know once you're done, Savneet.
Sure. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Agile is more interesting than waterfall. You guys are going to love it, the class tomorrow. But let's get the basics right first.
But don't you think waterfall is the most they use a lot?
No, Agile is more widely used than waterfall. 10 years before, waterfall was the one, but now it's Agile. Done, Savneet?
Yeah, my last one.
Okay.
Okay, last. I'm done.
Revant, you're up.
I think we lost. Oh, he's there.
Let me know once you're done. Done, Revant? You're on mute.
I think he's done.
Okay. 3 minutes and 25 seconds. All right. Now, we're going to do the exact same exercise, but we're going to do it in a different way. When I write my name one time, Shrey will write his name after that immediately. He will not wait on me to complete my exercise with 10 times. Okay. So likewise, after Shrey writes his name one time, Samrit will write her name one time, and then Revant will write her name one time, his name one time. And the difference is that Shrey will write his name next time only after I am done writing my name next time. He cannot write his name 2 times if I have done my name only 1 time. Make sense? So you have to keep paying attention to the chat window on who is typing what. And as soon as your number comes in, you will type your name. Okay. So are we good? Let's do one round of exercise first. So I'll type my name first. James, I think you are up. Shrey, can you type your name once? Then Savneet. Then Revant. And while you guys are typing your name, I can still write my name in parallel. Okay, so I'll keep doing this. So Shrey have to watch when my name is popping up on the screen. Samrit will have to watch when Shrey's name pop up on the screen. And likewise, Revant has to watch when Samrit's name will pop up on the screen. Okay, and keep continuing. We are all going to do it still 10 times. So let me start the timer. Okay, time starts now. And please try to write your full name if possible. Okay. Done?
Yeah, but I don't know. It
This
seems you were,
it's a simple exercise.
yeah, because I was concentrating over here and I'm not looking over there.
Yep, it makes sense. It makes sense. So if you all have chat in front of you, notice the differences. What has happened? First of all, the biggest difference. If you are seeing my stopwatch here, it's at 48 seconds, 48 and 48.3 seconds. Okay, so the same stuff that we did earlier took us 3 minutes and 25 seconds, but right now it took us less than a minute. We all did the same thing.
Yes.
Right? The difference, what was the difference?
Accurate.
One was waterfall and one was agile.
Accurate.
Waterfall was that Shrey can start his work only and only after I've completed my work. And likewise, other people can start their work after that. So it was a phased approach. There are 6 different phases. It goes in 6 different times, like 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months. What is agile? Nobody waits on anyone. Just start doing your stuff in parallel, right? So Shrey is not waiting on me completely to start his work. He's just waiting to get some basic information to start his work. And likewise, Samrit is going to start her work based on some inputs from Shrey, and likewise Revant. And we were able to accomplish the same task in less than a minute. How much time saving we had? 3 minutes and 25 seconds to 48. It's 1/4 of the time. 1/4, which means if in banks like Bank of America, Capital One, Wells Fargo, American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, if they have 100,000 employees, we just need 25,000 employees from that. Do you see the difference? Same work has been done in 1/4 of the time, which could have taken like the full time. Are you following the difference between waterfall and agile? It's time saver. Because you do things in parallel, you are able to deliver products faster, and your time at company gets reduced. For the same product, it would have taken 1 year to deliver the product in 1 year in waterfall, but in agile you can deliver that same product within few months. So you have to look for another project after 3 months within the same company. They will give you another project.
But it doesn't affect the accuracy, because since like, you know, we were supposed to type like right next to you and we missed it. So how does that work?
Yeah.
These are the advantages and disadvantages, right? So I'm talking about the advantages right now. So first advantage is that the time saving, time to go to market is extremely less in agile. So when you're working in startup, when you're working on a smaller product, when you're working on a newer product, you can really get faster with Agile. Like that's the reason people are going in Agile these days. Like they are going away from waterfall and implementing Agile. They need less resources and they can get things done faster, and customers can start using the feedback, the tool faster. There are two things that is coming there. First is the time saving. Second is opportunity cost. If you guys remember, we covered this before in our class. What is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is if I go in market 9 months late, for 9 months, my customers have chosen some other product because I was not there in the market, right? And I lost that opportunity. So literally market can wipe you off. They can literally wipe off your business. If Uber goes down for 6 months, when they come back, nobody's going to use Uber. They lost the opportunity, right? So there is always an opportunity cost. So Agile lets you benefit from time saving and opportunity cost. At the same time, it reduces the amount of documentation you're going to have. They do not need these extensive BRDs. They don't even need project charter. All they need is user story. That's it. They do not need anything else to write things. And I will show you tomorrow how to write user stories, what tools we have to use. I've used several tools, and I'll be walking through those tools tomorrow. So these are the advantages of what Agile. Speed to market. Again, speed to market is first, time saving, more collaboration, then documentation. You are super aggressive. You get customers feedback in time. 5 things. Customers feedback in time, because customers have started using your product earlier. So now they can give you feedback and you can improvise on it. And you are delivering small products as opposed to rolling out the entire product at once. How? Just a second, Samit. Just a second. So how, when I wrote my name one time, then Samit wrote it, then Shrey, and then Revant. After Revant writes his name, its product is going into the market. So as opposed to delivering one product with 10 functionality, you delivered one functionality every month or every week. In Waterfall, you would have delivered 10 capabilities at the end of 12 months. In Agile, you delivered one capability every week or every 2 weeks. So that's the major difference, right? That's how Agile functions. But the disadvantages is what? When you guys are working on your stuff, you are so engrossed, you do not pay attention to what's going on around you, what other person is working on. If you do not get proper instructions, see our names, the way we were writing names, someone wrote last name, someone did not wrote last name. Someone wrote in all capital letters, someone wrote in small letters. But we don't even have time to go back and correct it, right? This is how it works in the office. When you're working on a product, people are so occupied, like they're so working in such an aggressive environment, they don't have time to go back and fix things. So whenever you work in Agile, it's very difficult to deliver 100% quality product. But when you work in Waterfall, you can deliver a better quality product than what you can do in Agile. So there is always a trade-off, right? So they try to strike a balance where, hey, if the product is about 85% or 90% ready, and if it is not going to affect a lot of customers, we can go live in market with Agile way. That's completely fine, because we know that only few customers are going to face these issues. And they constantly reiterate that after every month, they try to improvise on their product. And they fix those bugs after a month or two, and now everything works. So for example, when you see iOS updates happens once in a year, probably we are on iOS 14 right now, but iOS 14 will have 14.1, 14.2, 14.3. Why? They rolled out the first product, but now they're constantly, incrementally, they're iterating and fixing those bugs, right? One after. So every month there is a new release. 14.1 comes today, next month 14.2 will come in, after that 14.3 will come in. If you go in Waterfall way, you will not see these releases. You will see 14 and next year there is a 15, that's all. So you cannot improvise or react to customers' feedback every month if you go in Waterfall way. But if you go in Agile way, you can constantly improve yourself every month and take customers' feedback and improvise on your product. So this is the basic difference between Agile and Waterfall. And guys, imagine a company like Bank of America, company like Uber, company like Wells Fargo, or any big company, any airlines company that we talk about, right? Or healthcare, they have 100,000 employees. If they adopt Agile, it takes a lot of effort to adopt Agile in right way. But the moment they do that, they can literally cut down their staff to 1/4. Just imagine what amount of saving is that. 1/4, 100,000 employees. From that, only 25,000 employees are going to sustain in long run. 75,000 employees paycheck has been eliminated from the process completely, because they don't need those resources for that longer time anymore. They would, if you are really good, they'll keep repeating this 25,000 resources. They'll keep using them again and again for another projects, as opposed to hiring new resources. They will hire new resources for new projects because they will always have work on something else. So there are two options. Either they can cut down their resources to 25%, or they will increase their workload by 400%. So in 1 year, if my company was doing 100x work, now my company is going to do 400x work. So I have two options, right? Either I will cut down my employees to 25%, or I'll increase my workload to 400% to match the bandwidth of this 100,000 users or employees that I have in my company. So the second option is the latest option that companies go for. If they have a full staff, they try to maximize their productivity and their company's goal and their accomplishment by 4x, as opposed to cutting down the staff. Are you following? Or it's confusing?
Yes, yes.
You're following, right? So this is the reason people adopt Agile. There are so many advantages, and you will start seeing it from tomorrow. We have spent about how many, like 5 hours discussing about BRD. Then we will start writing user stories. It will take me only 30 minutes to explain you what is user story. And we are going to write 15-20 user stories within like 2 hours. You will see the difference, why Agile is faster, why BRD is such a slow process. You will see all those things tomorrow. But that's what I wanted to just introduce you to the concept of Agile today. And before we start a new project tomorrow in Agile. And I would like to take a pause here. Savnit, sorry to stop you in between.
No.
You had a question?
Only thing I wanted to ask, when you said that we have a team that's working in parallel, what team are you referring to over here in Agile?
Same team, people who are involved in design phase, people who are involved in development phase, then testing and then implementation. We have developers, testers, release manager, BA, product owner. BA usually is not part of Agile that easily. Some companies do hire BA and product owner both, or some companies will make product owner do work for BA as well. He has to fulfill in both the roles.
So as in
Master.
Okay. As in waterfall, you had mentioned that we as a BA are responsible for the entire team. Is it the same thing in Agile too?
Same thing.
So, but the time frame is very small and there is a lot of workload.
Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Some companies go for every week. Amazon does releases every single day. So just imagine the pressure that you have. Like if you have a family issue one day, you still have to focus on your work. Otherwise, the product is not going to go live and it will affect your performance.
Yeah.
Right. So there is a lot of pressure. So you guys felt the pressure, right? Like when you're looking at the chat, I have to write my name. Just imagine, just with this small exercise, if you felt the pressure in real world, how much pressure would you have when you're working in this environment? This is the reason they pay you 100K.
To work in Agile? I said to work in Agile.
To work in Agile and to take up that pressure, right? That you're still able to deliver things under that pressure. This is the reason they pay you 100K.
But we as a BA cannot recommend them that go with this option, Agile or whatever.
It's defined at the company level.
Okay.
I can tell you in your first project, it's a little tougher to work in Agile because you have not had any prior experience, but pray to God that you get that opportunity. Do not go in waterfall. All companies are moving away from waterfall and they're going to Agile because they're seeing massive benefit there. But companies are not able to replicate this model. How to transition from waterfall, it's a mindset shift, right? The mindset that you have in waterfall, all the employees have that mindset. How to shift that mindset for 100,000 people at the same time. And what they do, they start going on that journey from 100,000 people, they'll literally fire 50,000 people who are not able to cultivate that mindset. And they will rehire additional 50,000 people because they have that mindset. It's all about the mindset, right? And once you have that mindset, you are able to sustain in that zone. So it's going to be tougher when you like come home. You'll have some additional work after your office hours. But pray to God that you get into Agile first, then waterfall.
I have a question.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute, right? So if you want to really learn something in your first project, like really, you want to make something out of it, right? If you get waterfall also, it's good in a way where your workload will be lighter and you'll get time to settle down. So both has its own benefit and disadvantages. But if you ask me, I'm a person who wants to be in an uncomfortable situation more. If you are a person who wants to be in a comfortable situation more, then waterfall is the first option.
No, but the learning experience, you get more learning experience in Agile. It's a tougher situation.
Yes.
You'll obviously, because what I'm understanding from your viewpoint is if you have done Agile, then waterfall is easy.
Is easy. You can do waterfall in time. Why? See, why? There is a reason. You're going to witness that entire software development life cycle in 1 year. But in Agile, you're going to witness that in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes. The pressure is
Right?
more.
And
but,
you're going to
yeah.
and you're going to witness that cycle how many times? 2 times a day, sorry, 2 times a month, which means 24 times a year. So you've acquired that same experience on small projects, that entire journey. Requirement gathering, design, development, testing, and implement. Requirement gathering, design, testing, development, and testing, right? That the journey you've seen 24 times as opposed to seeing 1 time in waterfall.
1 time.
That's why the learning is so high there. Because you're an army. Army can easily do a cop's job if he has to.
Yes.
Right? Shrey, go ahead with your question.
So my question is like, if I'm in an interview and the company is looking for a person for Agile, and if I'm talking about waterfall, does it make sense to him, the interviewer? Like, you know, is he gonna be impressed or not? Like with the waterfall, like if we did waterfall.
That's an excellent question. And if you remember, when we discussed in our last interview practice, we said we are going to find out whether, when we say, tell me about yourself, we have 2 answers. Either we will talk about Agile or waterfall based on the job description.
Okay.
So we will still talk about waterfall in Agile if it's a Agile related job description, but we will focus more on Agile stuff first, and then probably add on, hey, I also worked in waterfall, and these are the additional documents I've created, just to show them that you have the skill set. Right?
And one more question before we. So any app, like we did the mobile app, Uber app, anything can be created in Agile.
Anything can be created, yes. Anything can be created in Agile.
And we would
It will be just that you're creating one screen at a time. Sorry?
I'm sorry. What did you say? I missed.
Anything you can create in Agile and anything you can create in waterfall, both has its advantages and disadvantages. We're going to cover them in detail tomorrow. But at a high level, for if you have like 100 screens in Uber, you'll probably just prioritize 20 screens and you make sure that 20 screen goes live first and remaining 80 screens can come after every 2 weeks. But in waterfall, you'll go live with all 100 screens at once.
Okay.
Cool. Any other question before we adjourn the class?
So we would be covering this Uber app tomorrow in Agile?
Yes, we are starting a new project first, and we will cover exactly the same project if we do in Agile versus waterfall. What are the different ways of doing that? We'll be covering all those topics. It's not a small topic. It will take me about a few classes to cover that.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Cool. If there are no other questions, Shrey, you have a question or?
No, I just want you to send the thing that we asked about the overview, like the definition.
Yes,
so
I'm going to send that to you guys.
yeah, in the weekdays we can study that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys. Take care. Have fun, and looking forward to talk to you guys tomorrow morning.